Hi, welcome to Highland Homesteading. Today we're taking a look at some of our oak trees and how, like this one, they look dead. We got the chickens and the chicken tractor. They're scratching it up. And we had to put this piece of paneling on here to give them a little bit more shade. But the automatic water is working well. It's got a little bit of a leak, a slow drip. And I actually found that's kind of nice. Keeps it a little bit cooler in there for them when it's real sunny out, and it does water some of the cover crop. Here's where we had them, let's see, a couple days ago, I guess. And you can see some feathers and probably some chicken droppings and things like that. But the cover crop's really coming along pretty nicely. We hoed some rows right up there for that's a 4 foot by, I don't know, about 20 foot long patch. And we have this one here that is doing well, but it needs water. So we'll be watering that, and can see how the different species that are in that cover crop mix grow well together. Some peas and triticale and some vetch in there. Some oats, so it's all going pretty well. And the chickens, you know, they love the cover crop. They'll eat it pretty heavily. You can see some of the tops of these triticale or oats are nibbled on the tops, but they don't tend to really decimate it too much as long as we don't leave them on it for too long. So you can see where they bit some of it out there, but it's going pretty well. As long as we keep the chickens moving, they don't tend to really damage the plants too much. They just trim them back, and that's good. So anyway, kind of a sidebar there with the chickens, but they're all doing well. These are our 6 that are a little bit over 2 months old, and then we've got some that are just a few weeks old as well that we'll be introducing to the flock here in the months to come. There's Scout, the farm dog. He loves this place. We saw a coyote run across the back of our property yesterday, and he didn't actually see that coyote, but he's been very attuned to the different coyotes that are running around our property and protecting our property from them quite well. I'm pretty pleased with how well he's been doing. We laid out some straw for the different paths that we have here on the property, and my son Noah helped me with that, and we found some places where we could grow some more cover crop, and then put the chickens on there for a short-term solution to feeding the chickens and getting them some good greens. But long term, we're hoping that all these places we plant cover crop, we can actually grow some crops for our family and rotate them through, and have a lot of vegetables to eat, and maybe even put some more fruit trees or who knows what. But increasing the soil fertility and the amount of organic matter in the soil is the name of the game here for us this first year. So that is the plan. Back to the oak trees. These oak trees tend to look like they're dying right before they put out new shoots. So you can see, if we kind of get in here, you can see that there are a bunch of new leaves and branches budding out from all of these basically it looks like sticks with dead leaves on them. So my mom and dad recently moved to the area, and they were asking about all of the oak trees looking like they're dying because they've got all these leaves on the ground, and you see all of the leaves on the tree. I mean, there's only a few that are green on this tree for the existing leaves, but you know, you can see these new ones are coming out, and there's going to be lots and lots and lots of new leaves. So if you know more about oak trees than I do, feel free to leave a comment down below and let me know what you think about these oak trees. Should they have less of these dead looking leaves on them before they put out their new shoots, or is this kind of common? We have a bunch of different oak trees, and some of them look like they're different species, some of them just look like they're in different states. So this one, there's some of the old leaves, and then here's some of the new leaves. So there's kind of a dramatic difference between the two, but they definitely are all yellowing up somewhat. Some a lot less than others, but some have more rounded leaves and bigger leaves, and then some have much smaller leaves. You can see these ones, they hardly have any kind of spines or anything on them. And I saw a really big oak tree out when I was riding my mountain bike around on some trails, and real close to here, and they had some of these more larger round leaves, and they're really big oak trees. So I don't know if these are all just different species. The people who had this property before us had really cut a lot of these trees back significantly, and we need to come and clear out some of this dead stuff here. And after it's so hot, I think I'm gonna cut some of that stuff back. But we've also got plants like this, I think it's maybe a gooseberry or something like that. And we've got this plant over here. I'm not sure what it is. I'm still learning all these different plants that we have on the property. But this one just looked like a bunch of sticks throughout the winter, and it's obviously deciduous, and so it's a beautiful plant now. I haven't seen any real flowers on it or anything, but it's a cool plant. Like to know what it is and how to manage it well. It's got branches kind of all the way down on the ground. I don't know if it needs to be trimmed up. Maybe it needs to be taken out because it's too close to this oak tree. But that is a mystery that we hope to solve sometime soon. And then there's this one here as well, which looks like that other one that I was thinking might be related to a gooseberry or something. But it's another cool deciduous plant, and there's just lots and lots of oak trees. So it's interesting how we thought this one oak tree may be dead up here by the chickens. It looks very, very brown, but lo and behold, it's got tons of new leaves coming out, so that's pretty cool. We also hoed these 3 rows of cover crop. This was sown probably 2 weeks ago, I guess. So there's lots of stuff coming up. You can see this, there's a pea plant there, and triticale, and looks like some vetch coming up, or oats. And anyway, it all sprouted up real quick. So it's been hot here. We've had a few 90-degree days here in the end of April, and we're just trying to figure out how to manage the land and the plants and the chickens during a heat wave. And it's kind of catching us off guard because it's been freezing temperatures at night, and then we're getting 90-degree temperatures during the day, which isn't too common for us being up at 5,000 feet. But hey, the plants seem to be liking it. All of our fruit trees are out. I was going to do a fruit tree update video, but I figure might as well tag that on the end of this so you guys can see what's going on with the fruit trees. Maybe I'll make a formal video talking about the fruit trees later on. This is the apple that it hadn't come out, but with this heat, it decided it's time. So it's fun to see all of our fruit trees leafing up. And this is the apricot tree. So we are enjoying taking care of the property and all the plants and getting things growing. So Thank you for joining us. I really thank you if you've made it this far in our video with all of the other stuff I've been talking about, and we really enjoy seeing a lot of your videos. There's a lot of people who have really supported us since we started the YouTube channel in the beginning of March, and it's fun seeing all these new friends and what they're up to all across the country with their homesteads, and what they're up to during this time when most of us are staying at home. But it's been a fun time for us. So we'll give you more updates on these oak trees as time goes on. They're definitely providing some good shade when it's hot. The sun's intense up here at 5,000 feet. So any shade we can get is good. I've got an update on the chicken coop and run, something that we did there to mitigate some of the sun and the heat for the chickens. They're panting a little bit, and we wanted to make sure that they were really thriving and not just surviving. So we'll do an update video on the chicken coop and run here real soon. But yeah, thanks so much for watching. I'm Nick from Highland Homesteading. We'll have more videos for you real soon.